It's 5 a.m. on a Friday. I've been up all night, eyes glued to the screen, editing the ultimate hype video to get us all fired up for the new season ahead. I hit upload and boom, the comments start rolling in. We were all buzzing. The cusp of a new era was set to begin. It was just what the West Ham family needed before the big game on Saturday. Even a Barcelona fan chimes in, feeling the vibes. Saturday rolls around and I'm like a kid on Christmas morning. New signings, a new manager, new tactics. Everything's lined up for a blockbuster season opener. 4:30 hits and I grab my phone, eager to see the lineup. Wait, what? Where's Wan-Bissaka? Why is Soucek starting? And Antonio? Again? But I tell myself, chill out, let's trust in Lopetegui. It's all part of the plan. 5:30 comes, the whistle blows and the new era kicks off. 90 long days I've waited for this moment, and finally, the revolution begins. Everything is about to change. A new West Ham.
A few minutes later.
Yep, Villa scored. 4 minutes. That's all it took for our season to start on the wrong foot. And from there, it's like deja vu. New era, same old problems. We lose our first game, and some fans are already losing it. No joke, 2 fans literally unsubscribed from my channel right after the game finished. Like, how is it my fault? But hey, I get it. This season opener was like a bad first date. We showed up looking good, things started off awkward, we thought we'd recovered, but in the end, we went home disappointed. So, in this video, we're going to break down this date gone wrong and figure out what lessons we can take into the next game. We'll do this using the 5 W's: who, what, where, when, and why. Trust me, there's a lot to unpack here. This first game sets the tone for the season, and right now, it's sounding a bit off key. So earlier I compared our game to a bad first date, and keeping with that theme, Saturday felt like a classic catfish. We were expecting a whole new team with all our new players in action, but nope, only 2 new faces in the lineup. It's kinda like expecting Margot Robbie to show up, but instead, your ex turns up with some new, fake eyelashes. Now, let's think of the game as a movie. First up, we have Julen Lopetegu. He's the new film director trying to shape this team into something special. But his opening act? Well, let's just say it wasn't exactly a standing ovation. Lopetegui's team selection raised a few eyebrows. He played it safe, sticking with a lot of the old cast like Soucek and Antonio. Now, this is a classic new manager move. Give the existing players a chance to keep their shirts before chopping and changing things up. But was it the right call? Let's start with Soucek. Our big Czech midfielder has been the topic of heated debates lately. In this match, he didn't exactly silence his critics. It's like bringing a rusty dance partner to a ballroom competition, slow on the turns and missed a few beats. Then there's Antonio. He's been the heart and soul of this team for years, but now? Well, let's just say it's like watching your favorite action star struggle through a rom-com. Is he still the right man for the job? Surely not at 34 years old. Now, onto our new signings. Guido Rodriguez made his debut and it was, well, let's call it a mixed bag. He showed some promise, but he also looked like he was struggling to keep up with the pace of the Premier League. When Villa's Morgan Rogers came charging at him, it was like watching someone try to catch a runaway train. Spoiler alert, it didn't end well. And let's not forget about our captain for the day, Jarrod Bowen. He's usually Mr. Reliable, but he seemed a bit off his game. Turns out a limited preseason will do that to you. Hopefully, he sharpens up quick. Now, you were probably wondering about all our other new signings. Where were they and why didn't they start? Well, Lopetegui's got a plan. He's made it clear that competition for spots is going to be fierce. The thing is, he can't just come in and drop everyone straight away. That might upset the dressing room and create a toxic atmosphere. Instead, he needs to give them the chance to lose the shirt. We did get a glimpse of potential when some of the new lads came off the bench. Crescencio Somerville and Niklas Füllkrug showed flashes of what they can do. It was like getting a sneak peek at next season's hottest TV show. Brief, but oh so exciting. So, what does this all mean for West Ham going forward? Well, Lopetegui's clearly building something here, but like any good movie, it's gonna take time to get the plot just right. The mix of old guard and new blood didn't quite gel in this match, but there were glimpses of what could be. The big question now is, how will Lopetegui adjust for the next game? Will we see more of the new signings starting, or will he stick with the familiar faces and hope they find their form? Alright, let's talk tactics. Lopetegui came in with a plan, and it wasn't just about new faces. He wanted to change how West Ham plays, focusing on more possession and passing. Sounds good on paper, right? But in reality, it was like trying to teach an old dog new tricks. West Ham's midfield, with Soucek and Rodriguez, was supposed to be the engine of this new style, but instead of purring like a well-oiled machine, it sputtered and stalled. Rodriguez, in particular, looked like he was running through treacle when Villa launched their attacks. It was painful to watch at times. Now, let's talk about where we really struggled. Set pieces used to be our bread and butter, but against Villa, we looked about as threatening as a wet paper bag. And don't even get me started on our defense against counterattacks. It was like watching a group of strangers trying to organize a fire drill. Remember that early goal we conceded? That was a perfect example of our defensive disorganization. Villa's quick transition caught us napping, and before we knew it, the ball was in the back of our net. It was like we forgot everything we'd learned in pre-season the moment the whistle blew. But it wasn't all doom and gloom. We did manage to equalize, which showed some fight. But here's the thing, we couldn't capitalize on that momentum. It was like we scored and then collectively decided, right, that's enough excitement for one day. Now, let's compare our tactics to Villa's. While we were trying to play this new possession-based game, Villa came with a clear, effective plan. They used their width brilliantly, stretching our defense like a rubber band, and their pressing, it was relentless. Every time we got the ball, it felt like Villa had an extra player on the pitch. Villa's midfield, with players like Onana, gave us a masterclass in control. They maintained a solid base, allowing them to dominate the game. When they won the ball, they transitioned quickly, creating chances almost at will. It was like watching a well-choreographed dance while we were still learning the steps. Let's talk numbers for a second. We actually had more passes than Villa, 450 to their 414. Sounds good, right? But here's the kicker, we only managed 3 shots on target out of 14 attempts. It's like we were playing pass the parcel instead of football. All that possession, and we couldn't find the final product. So, what are the tactical lessons here? First, possession doesn't mean much if you're not doing anything with it. We need to be more purposeful with our passing, looking to create chances rather than just keep the ball. Second, our defensive organization needs serious work. Lopetegui needs to drill the team on maintaining shape and reacting quicker when we lose the ball. Third, we need to be more adaptable. When our initial game plan wasn't working, we struggled to change things up. Flexibility is key in the Premier League, and right now, we're about as flexible as a lamppost. Finally, we need to figure out how to use our new signings effectively. It's not just about slotting them into the team, it's about building a system that plays to their strengths. Alright, let's talk about those make or break moments that shaped our match against Villa. You know, those pivotal points where everything could have changed? Yeah, we had a few of those, and not all of them went our way. Let's start with that early goal we conceded. Talk about a mood killer. We were barely settled into our seats. It was like showing up to a date and immediately spilling sauce all over your shirt. Not the best first impression, right? This early setback really set the tone for the rest of the match. It forced us to play catch-up from the get-go, and that's never a comfortable position to be in. But here's where it gets interesting. We managed to equalize. Lucas Paqueta stepped up and coolly slotted home a penalty. For a moment there, it felt like we'd turned things around. The momentum was shifting, the crowd was buzzing, and it seemed like we might just salvage this day after all. What happened next? Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? We had the momentum, we had the home crowd behind us, but somehow we just couldn't capitalize on it. It was like we'd finally got the conversation flowing on our date, only to run out of things to say. We had chances, don't get me wrong. Soucek had a golden opportunity late in the game, but he sent his shot sailing over the bar from close range. It was one of those moments where you're left scratching your head, wondering what could have been, and then, just when we thought we might escape with a point, Villa hit us with a sucker punch. John Duran, of all people, scored the late winner. You remember Duran, right? The guy we were linked with in the transfer window? Well, he certainly made us regret not signing him. It was like watching your ex show up to the party with a new partner who's way out of their league. This late goal was a real gut punch, not just because it cost us the game, but because of what it represents. It showed our lack of concentration in those crucial final minutes. It highlighted our inability to see out a result, and most importantly, it exposed our mental fragility. Now, let's talk about what we can learn from all this. First off, we need to work on our resilience. Conceding early is never ideal, but it shouldn't derail our entire game plan. We need to be able to shake off these setbacks and keep pushing forward. Secondly, we've got to be more clinical. When we get chances like that Soucek opportunity, we need to take them. In the Premier League, you don't get many clear-cut chances, so when they come along, you've got to be ready to pounce. Thirdly, and this is crucial, we need to improve our game management. Lopetegui said it himself after the match. The little details are key, and he's right. Those final minutes where we conceded, that's all about concentration and game management. We can't afford to switch off, not even for a second. Lastly, we need to work on our mental toughness. Football isn't just about skill and tactics, it's about mindset too. We need to develop that killer instinct, that ability to grind out results even when we're not playing our best. So, what have we learned from this bad first date with Villa? Simple, we need to work on our game. Our new style needs polishing, our defense needs tightening, and our finishing needs sharpening. But here's the good news, we've got a chance to make things right. Next up, we've got Crystal Palace. It's our shot at redemption, our chance to show what we're really made of. Lopetegui will have had a whole week to iron out the kinks, and you can bet he'll be drilling the lads hard. Will we see more new faces in the starting lineup? Can we tighten up at the back? And most importantly, can we turn possession into goals? These are the questions we'll be answering come match day. So, what do you think? Can West Ham bounce back against Palace? Let me know in the comments below if you would like me to do a pre-match breakdown before the game on Saturday. Thank you for watching, please remember to like plus subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.